Morning, everyone. Hope everybody's having a great week thus far. Today we're going to do things a little bit differently. I want to read some sections from Lamentations, which ends up in a psalm, the shortest psalm in the Bible. And we're going to pray through the Lamentations and think through Lamentations and then end up there today in Psalm 117. I want you to think about Lamentations. A long time ago, I read a book by Francis Schaeffer, Death in the City. Excuse me, Death in the City. And Lamentations really relates to a pandemic. It relates to what Jerusalem was like after God's people were taken into exile. Some reasons why they were taken into exile. But mostly this morning, I want us to relate to the emotion and the feelings that people had when they thought about living under empire and realizing they had lost their relationship with the God who had created them as a people through Exodus, and how they felt. So we're going to read some sections of this great poem, Lamentations. We're going to hear a lot about no comfort. We're going to hear words like mourning and pain and crying. We're going to hear about just what it means to feel that lack of relationship with God and lack of other relationships. I think we'll relate to this in the pandemic during COVID, and God does provide a way out. And that's going to be our focus today. So a lot more reading, a little less talking. So if you can just focus with me and listen. If you want to close your eyes to listen better, that can be great. And I encourage you this week, grab a translation, maybe that you don't normally read, and read Lamentations as a whole book. I think that will help you see how great God is at the end of Lamentations. I'm going to be reading from the Tanakh, which is the Jewish Holy Scriptures, and different translations, so just listen as we read. Alas, lonely sits the city. There is none to comfort her. Judah has gone into exile. Zion's roads are in mourning, because the Lord has afflicted her for her many transgressions. There is none to help her. There is none to comfort her. Is there any agony like mine, which was dealt out to me when the Lord afflicted me on his day of wrath? I'm in constant misery. It saps my strength. The Lord in my midst has rejected all my heroes. For these things do I weep. My eyes flow with tears. Far from me is any comforter. Zion spreads out her hands. She has no one to comfort her. See, O Lord, the distress I am in. My heart is in anguish. I know how wrong I was to disobey you. There was none to comfort me. Let all their wrongdoing come before you, and deal with them, the Babylonians this person is praying about, as you have dealt with me for all of my transgressions. For my sighs are many. My heart is sick. Alas, the Lord in his wrath has shamed fair Zion. The Lord has laid waste us without pity. He has brought low in dishonor the kingdom and its leaders. In blazing anger, he has cut down all the might of Israel. He bent his bow like an enemy. The Lord has acted like a foe. He has laid waste Israel, laid waste all the citadels, destroying her strongholds. He has increased within fair Judah mourning and moaning. He has stripped his booth like a garden. He has destroyed his tabernacle. The Lord has ended in Zion festival and Sabbath. In his raging anger, he has spurned king and priest. The Lord has rejected his altar and disdained his sanctuary. Her king and her leaders are in exile. Instruction is no more. Her prophets too receive no vision before the Lord. Silent sit on the ground the elders of fair Zion. My eyes are spent with tears. My heart is in tumult. My being melts away over the ruin of my poor people. What can I take as witness or liken to you, O fair Jerusalem? What can I match with you to console you, O fair maiden Judah? For your ruin is vast as the sea. The ultimate question, who can heal you? Your seers prophesied to you delusion and folly. They did not expose your iniquity so as to restore your fortunes, but prophesied to you oracles of delusion and deception. The Lord has done what he purposed, has carried out his decree that he ordained long ago. Arise, cry out in the night, at the beginning of the watches, pour out your heart like water. In the presence of the Lord, lift up your hands toward him. My life was bereft of peace. I forgot what happiness was. I thought my strength and hope had perished before the Lord. And here's where Psalm 117 kicks in as we read it in Lamentations. But this do I call to mind. Therefore I have hope. The steadfast love of the Lord endures forever. His mercies are not spent. They are renewed every morning. Ample is your grace. The Lord is my portion. I will say with full heart, therefore I will hope in him. The Lord is good to those who trust in him. Even in exile, there's only one answer to our lack of comfort, to our mourning, and to our pain, and to our hurt. Acorns falling on my roof, in case you wonder what that is, not getting bombed out here. There's only one answer, and that answer is God. Psalm 117 is our prayer today. Psalm 117 says it this way: Praise the Lord, all nations. Extol him, all peoples. For great is his steadfast love toward us, and the faithfulness of the Lord endures forever. Praise the Lord. As you sing this week, the steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. The Lord is my portion, says my soul. Praise the Lord. I want you to realize this week and answer the question for yourself: who can heal me? As the brothers and sisters went into exile during Jeremiah's reign as a prophet, and they asked that same question: who can heal us even in Babylon? It rings true. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases, and his faithfulness and mercies never come to an end. Have a great week.